Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Break It Dawn. Let's continue through the market square. Got a nasty fight ahead of us. These people were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons.
No reason to pause.
So I'm going to charge in here.
I am never wrong.
Ask nicely.
Try and blow up this barbarian first
faulty.
thing.
No, really. Cover me, all right?
You are my favorite aide. We'll make things right.
I'll try to slumber this one.
My tail is restless.
Always be ready for the worst. Yet another option.
I'll keep Sunshine back to go after the Vermlek.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both? Distract them for me. Time to share your treasures.
So Vermlek should not cast channel negative energy while he's locked down in melee combat.
Don't hold back! You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
So Woljif can focus on the wizards instead. Alright, so the Vermlek is now asleep. We can now focus on the wizards and ignore him for right now.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Good job, Woljif.
Cover me, all right?
So this guy's casting a Burning Arc, which bounces between enemies. Oh, this guy's back up. I'm still gonna have Woljif and Sunshine take out this Evoker.
You won't survive me.
Mind over muscle.
Nice.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Alright, we did it. That'd be a pretty challenging fight with the wizards in the back casting Magic Missile and Burning Arc, and the barbarians are hard to take down.
Pretty good, aren't I?
I know I say that for a lot of the fights in the market square, but the market square is a very challenging area in the early game. And speaking of challenging areas... Oh, Sunshine leveled up. Take care of that real quick. Now, he doesn't get anything, but an attribute point. Now let's give him strength. Ability and perception, and all done. Alright. We will go into this building. There's a pretty tough fight in here.
There's something here.
But we should be able to handle it.
This is my kind of work.
We've read this one already. Not going to read that again. A journal about an experiment. Experiment day 1. Today I was able to catch a Quasit. Aurori be my witness, it wasn't easy, considering my humble physical condition. Luckily, it was a scrawny specimen, about 7 pounds, with a wingspan of about 2 1/3 feet. When it awoke, the Quasit first tried to attack me, then ruined my clothes with its caustic saliva. Experiment day 3. I've begun my linguistic research. My goal is to study the language of Quasits. I'm quite convinced they have their own dialect. Through understanding their speech, I'll be able to understand their way of thinking, and convince them to rebel against their lord's tyranny. The revolution will roll through the abyss, and the powerless will rebel against their oppressors. I'm sure that Everblue Milani would not refuse her patronage even to such creatures as these, if they would break their chains of slavery. Unfortunately, progress is thus far insignificant. I've been able to catalog only 2 words, which I suspect that must mean Rand and Carrion. The Quasit form both words quite vividly when commenting on my person. While I was entering this record, the Quasit managed to steal my watch and throw it into the chamber pot. Judging by his spiteful giggling, he's quite delighted about his little joke. And despite the naughty trick, I'm somewhat glad. Jokes and pranks are a part of cognitive communication, which I fully intend to establish with the specimen. I grow more and more convinced that I made the right decision in leaving Absalom and Foray Logos, the so-called Wise House. More like narrow-minded fools stuck in the past, under the sway of the ringleader that chatterbox, the Fool of Fools, Jubilost Northropple, who is a companion from Kingmaker, and we also meet him later in this game. They've never appreciated the progressive nature of my theories. Experiment Day 4. Today the Quasit almost bit my nose off while I fed him. In response, to my shame, I beat him with a wand. Such behavior toward a sentient being is unacceptable, and I repent deeply. I've also run out of meat. The specimen and I will have to make do with porridge and soup. Experiment Day 6. It's been 3 days since the specimen switched to a vegetarian diet. At first the Quasit refused to eat plant-based food, but then ate some cabbage soup and poked at the porridge with his claw. His face looked so tragic. Experiment Day 7. The specimen has completely lost all signs of aggression. At dawn I was awoken by his moaning. The Quasit was rolled up in a ball in the corner, whimpering. Despite his dangerous appearance, it's quite impossible not to feel compassion toward the poor creature. I had to take prompt measures and give the specimen a laxative potion. The Quasit now reacts to me with confusion and fear. At least it's not suffering anymore. His gastrointestinal tract must have reacted unhappily to the unfamiliar diet. Experiment Day 10. What a great day. The switch to a completely plant-based diet is complete. The theory that Quasits can only eat meat and carrion has been disproven. My eternal opponent, Sir Jubilost, will just have to go drown himself in a river. It's funny because that's kind of what happens in the first game. You find him and his caravan stuck in a river and you help free him from it. The Quasit has become peaceful and easygoing. He no longer tries to eat my boots or the feet inside them. The specimen's behavior has become gentle and friendly. He shows some interest in ball games and physical exercise. I've named him Pecker. Today he initiated communication and attempted to explain a new word to me. By all evidence, he's making up the word during the communication process, but there's never been such a word in the Quasit language. The meaning, as I understand it, is safety, comfort, and calm. I see no further need to keep Pecker on his chain. This experiment has convinced me that the vicious and evil traits attributed to Quasits are acquired habits, not natural or inherent to their nature. Over these days, I really have grown fond of him, and by all evidence, Pecker likes me too. He's gotten used to napping on my knee while I'm writing my observations in my journal. Maybe someday this Quasit will become my familiar. The current stage of the experiment is complete. Pecker and I are soon off to Absalom to present our findings before the professors at Foray Logos and become a scientific sensation. On our way, we may make a small detour to Avestan, so that Pecker will have a chance to better adapt to civilization. I hope the little trickster enjoys the journey.
I'm gone.
So, it sounds like a happy ending, but I'm pretty sure all that happened there was that the Quasit was tortured into submission. It started off when he's trying to be gentle with it. It was fighting against him, but then he started beating it with the wand, and then took its normal diet away and was torturing it with a vegetarian diet, which it's not accustomed to. So not as benevolent as the ending made it seem. These fighters must have been caught off guard. They died before they could even draw their weapons. Their bodies are covered in a thin layer of ice that is slowly melting. Try to clear the blockage. If you do that, a Dretch will attack you.
We do it my way.
But that is not the main threat here.
Together, we stand.
My skills are absolute.
This war must end.
I think we're okay to go ahead and engage with the... enemy here, but we'll be doubly sure.
Meditate on your mistakes. Might make you feel better.
You're a good person. I like
I don't steal. I encourage people to save the poor, helpless tieflings around the world. Starting with me.
Rely on me.
I don't remember if he's right here or right here.
follow if you
We
dare.
will win this war.
Either way. There's actually a few ways to reveal the enemy in this area. You can use Fairy Fire if you know where he's at. Scroll of Sea Invisibility is guaranteed to spot him. And you can also use
It's time to act!
Light of Angels, or Light of the Angels to spot him.
I will help where I can.
Can we retreat already?
There he is.
Into the fray!
Distract them from me.
Endure this!
Strike!
Nice, put him to sleep. If you try to do this before you take him out, he'll keep summoning dretches to attack you. Athletics, let's see.
Yes?
Alright, Lan, you're up.
The mongrel did it.
Alright, do not want to fail this. Might use an apprentice lockpick just to guarantee it. I could also save scum. But we get the wicked longbow. Whenever this +2 composite longbow confirms a critical hit on an enemy, the target must pass a will saving throw DC 20 or suffer a curse. This cursed creature suffers -1 penalty to will, -2 to fortitude, and -3 to reflex saving throws. It can be removed with a remove curse spell. So this is only a +1. This is a +2, which is a little better. Now, ideally, we get a short bow for him, but I'll take what I can get.
I do what I must!
I need to go back this way. But first, Lore Nature, I think Lan has our best at 12.
Soot is restless. I wonder why.
So Sunshine.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
These corpses are gnawed to the bone by ghouls, whose teeth were the likely cause of death.
Trust in yourself.
I'll try to pass this mobility check as well.
Pretty good, aren't I?
I know some Crusaders there.
We'll make things right.
Help them fight, I think, what, bugs and centipedes earlier? There's an encounter, I think. Oh, wow. Okay, well, whoopsies. That's never happened to me before.
This war must end.
The mongrel did it.
Soot is restless. I
Risk it
wonder
again,
why.
just for the experience.
This is my kind of work.
Hey, my first party wipe.
We'll make things right.
Did we die? Okay, well, maybe I won't do that again. But guidance is, what, at 12? He only has to roll a 7 to get across. Right? No, it's actually 13. He only has to roll a... Is it a 19 check? Yeah, I only have to roll a 4. What am I rolling? Oh, why is Sunshine doing the check for me? That's the problem. Or part of the problem.
Don't mind
So
me.
he's restless. I wonder why.
Alright, now I'm gonna do it out of spite.
Ask nicely. Pretty good, huh?
There we go. 17 experience. Is it worth it? Debatable. That's right, I need to get back this way.
We do it my way.
No
The
time for
inheritor,
debates.
guide my blade.
Alright, try and put this guy to sleep if we can.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Don't hold back!
I Seelah engage them first.
The light, take you.
I'll put him to sleep as well. Alright, Mage is down.
You won't survive me.
Follow if you dare. I'm off.
Alright, so here I'm going to keep the rest of my party
I
back
do
and send
what I
Seelah head
must.
by
I will
herself.
help where I can.
I'm always ready.
Also provide a couple of buffs. Potion of Blur, and... that might be it. Gonna pop this. Plus one more armor class.
My skills
No
are
reason to
absolute.
pause. Lead on.
Alright, we grab this.
I'm gone.
Yet another
We get attacked by a
obstacle.
Babao.
No glory without risk.
Cover me, all right?
Strike!
Endure this!
Alright, did save against it. It's alright. Should I put him to sleep next? Nice. He drops a Cold Iron Short Spear +1. Pretty good weapon for this stage of the game.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
We do it my way.
Though not better than what we currently have equipped.
Follow if you dare.
I know, we go this way. There's a bunch of undead we fight over here. Which is why I wanted to bring Camellia initially.
You're a good person. I
I
like you.
am never wrong.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You should have run!
I do want Seelah on the front line. Let's actually change her cantrip to Disrupt Undead.
You're irrelevant. You should have listened to reason. Surrender or else!
Yeah, I was gonna use Camellia because she has that armor on. It gives her a +2 armor class against undead. And
I'm
Curl.
off.
The Curl of the Burl. A short hooded figure is poking about some bodies lying in the middle of the street. The stranger drags the first body off the road, respectfully props it up against a wall, and places the corpse's hands on its chest. The figure then freezes, as if hesitating. You see him reach out his hand toward the beautiful gold amulet hanging around the corpse's neck. He jerks his hand back, hesitates, then reaches out again. This is very hypocritical, but I am lawful, so... well, look what we have here. Looting corpses, are we? I like to point out that if someone is gathering the belongings of the dead for purely scientific purposes, it is not pillaging. It is a posthumous charitable donation. And as such, there's absolutely no need to chase such a person halfway across the burning city, promising all sorts of dreadful punishments. However, in this case, we're most likely dealing with conventional pillaging. The stranger almost jumps out of his skin, and the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, phew. I thought you were demons. Good day to you, good sir. Seelah's eyebrows lift in apparent surprise. Curl, is that you? The halfling looks at Seelah and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Seelah, you're alive. Goodness me. That's the second bit of good news on an otherwise lousy day. What was the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. Do you know this person, Seelah? Meet Rimvi, better known as Curl. He hails from Canabris, and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Seelah smiles, then adds a little more seriously. Curl, it's probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what we're about to do is right. The halfling's cheeks flush, and he hides his hands behind his back. I didn't. I just thought, oh, it doesn't matter. Can you tell me anything useful about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good sir. I just left the Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up in there, too scared to leave. Although spending all that time under Commander Earbeth's nose sure was something. She's a strict one. Phew. When she gets antsy, don't even start. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last me a lifetime. So what are you doing here? Robbing corpses? No, the halfling protests. Rimvi Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. He's interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on the paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armor is walking alongside. Even from a distance, you can see his tanned face and his blue eyes shining brightly. The halfling straightens up. See? A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. As he's speaking, the newcomers notice you. The knight cries out in jubilation. Seelah, I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you headed to the main square, the center of the demons' attack. The half-elf smiles warmly at Seelah. Hey friend, glad to see you're alright. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I'd been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up, and I was proved right. Seelah's face lights up with joy. So the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Janna are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant that we found the beer cart. Sir Elin and Janna being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. A beer cart? How about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all do with a drink. The half-elf winks rakishly. Certainly. Give me your flask, friend. If you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, we can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Janna, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I'll wager. By the way, my name is Elin, Sir Elin of the Houndhearts. I'm glad to meet someone who survived this madness. You haven't told me how you know Seelah. I'll save that story till we're all back at the Defender's Heart. You're going back there, aren't you? We'll have a reason to toast our spoils. Are you aware, Sir Knight, that your friend Curl was trying to rob a corpse? Donald, is that really necessary? Curl didn't even do anything. Whatever he might have been thinking, that's between him and his conscience. What's wrong with hearing the truth? I think Jan and I have the right to know what our newfound friend is up to. Elin looks sternly at the cringing halfling. I'm not your commander, Curl, and I can't punish you or even condemn you. He's already in the condemned. I suppose lots of people in Mendev think that the war justifies anything. But think about it. The dead fellow might have a family somewhere. His property and mementos should be returned to their rightful owners. They're bound to have sentimental value. Take this cart, for example. We might take it now. Once the city is freed, the Eagle Watch and the others will certainly try to find the lawful owners and compensate them fairly for their losses. Enough, friend. I didn't even do anything. I was just thinking about it. And honestly, I don't think we'll even be able to gather up all the bodies and hand them over to the Eagle Watch. They'll be looted anyway. Well, that'll be on the conscience of the one who does it. But you're a crusader, Curl. You might not have volunteered. Those who fight against evil itself have to be better than common folk, with their moral frailties. I have to go. So long. We're sure to meet again, either in the city or at the Defender's Heart. Sure you will. Come to the tavern. We'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together. It's alright. They try to make us feel bad for calling out Curl there, but he does end up kind of deserving it.
I do what I must.
Hey, some allies. So sweet it is to kill.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Alright, they all collapse on Seelah.
Inheritor, guide my blade.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Distract them from me.
You're irrelevant.
I'm gone.
There we have it. A ton of healing potions, which are most welcome. In lore religion, I think Ember takes that one. +9.
We'll make things right.
Kind of ironic considering she's an atheist.
I did it. It happens sometimes.
Gray hair, ashen skin. This person fell prey to an Abasu. This demon sucks the very life essence from its victims and transforms them into ghouls. It's the same enemy that Overrun was fighting. Why he looks so rough for wear. Let's give him
This war
guidance.
must end.
This is my kind of work.
Nice. Scroll of Enlarged Person is extremely valuable at this stage of the game.
Who, me?
Alright, don't want to trigger this fight yet. Just want to grab this loot.
Fine.
I'll take care of it.
Alright, I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll finish the Market Square. I think there's only 3 fights left. Maybe 4. 2 of them are very nasty, the other ones aren't too bad. And then we'll actually have to go back and clear out these buildings too. Let's see, we did this one. It's just the one building left with the swarms in it. Which also leads to another encounter. So, we'll take care of that next time. as well. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.